This is the new model for warfare. Full stop. Cyber is yet another domain. As you know, whether I'm sending firing missiles over into buildings and sending troops on ground, this is yet another dynamic to modern warfare. Is cyber, because if I can take out your satellites, if I can take out your GPS, if I can take out your ability to communicate, I'm effectively disabling your forces from doing, defending themselves or coming up with counterattacks, so on and so forth. Now, the second element to that is really around misinformation. And okay, so you can't stop everything. So a good example, like Elon Musk basically put up a ton of satellites to help with the fact that Russia took down a bunch of satellites. So like there's always that cat and mouse game. So, okay, what happens when communications actually come forward? Because ultimately from an attacking force perspective, your goal is to win hearts and minds, because just taking over the land itself isn't enough. You're just constantly going to be dealing with that opposition. And the only way to do that is to win the hearts and minds. And the most effective way to do that is with disinformation. And this is an area where Russia is extremely strong in terms of using different malicious automation, botnets and things like that. So looking at social media, a lot of the comments and posts and things that are taking place there are actually machines that are pushing forward that specific agenda. So, if you're reading articles or reading things like that, and about that, you have to really look at the source and effectively stop that communication from happening. And, especially with things like Twitter and Facebook and a lot of these other different methods of the way that organizations actually communicate. And there's another layer to that around, there's actually an uptick in terms of the what's called deep fakes. So basically using technology to modify my voice, my face, my persona, and so on and so forth, so I can come out and basically represent a leader in that area and basically fabricate this video that gets sent out to everybody that Ukraine is surrendering, when they're not really doing that. You can imagine from a leadership perspective, whoa, that wasn't me, that was the other guy. How do you add that certification or that quality assurance with that message that's being sent? Like, how do you know that's fake or not? And it's become so real that it becomes a major issue. So you have those two major prongs of having cybersecurity be a major warfare domain, and now you're having, and it's combined because it's not only digital attacks, but it's also kinetic attacks or physical attacks that's going after that critical infrastructure. So I'm going to take down this nuclear power plant. I'm going to take down this utility company or entity or this asset. So now you don't have power. Now you don't have water. Now you don't have supplies. And I'm using that from a cyber as a weapon to achieve that goal. And then in addition to that, I'm winning hearts and minds by basically sending out content that's not 100% accurate. It's very, very concerning, and it should be on the forefront of every individual around the world, because this has a cascading effect with every conflict that we have, whether it's a cold war, a hot war, whatever, everywhere in between. There's not everybody is happy with everybody right now in the world. We're not holding hands and going and doing the whole kumbaya thing right now. And especially as the economic crisis continues to evolve, and we're seeing global inflation, we're seeing that those concerns. There's certainly, that's just adding fuel to the fire.